Doomfist is a fraud. He does not have really any feats, and the feats he does have, are at best draws. Let's talk about it. The very first one people love bringing up, Doomfist can topple a skyscraper or can level a skyscraper. He has never been stated to do that, nor has he done that. It is said in the reveal trailer of Overwatch that the Doomfist, the weapon, the gauntlet, can level a skyscraper. Not that it could, that it has the destructive power to level skyscraper, but that does not mean our Doomfist could. Because I'm sure, like, at a certain point, the Doomfist might break. Like, obviously, we don't know that, but I'm just saying we also don't have actual proof of it ever toppling a skyscraper. It's just presumed to be able to. So that's really not a feat for him at all. Next, Doomfist lost to Orisa. Now, you can argue Doomfist didn't actually lose to Orisa because it was not a 1v1. Yes, but it was not Doomfist versus Orisa and the Numbani robots or whatever defenses they have. I forgot what they were called, but the little bug guys. No, it was him, Talon Agents, and then her and the little I forgot what they're called, but the Junies, I think is what they're called. No, but it was that type of thing, and he got drove out, therefore he lost to Orisa and Numbani. He did not complete his mission, so that's another L for Doomfist. By the way, I'm not talking about victories of Talon in general, because that is not Doomfist himself. I'm specifically talking about the leader, Doomfist. Next, Doomfist either drawed with Winston when he was in Primal Rage, or he lost to Winston in Primal Rage after being shown to be able to track Tracer. Well, yes, tracking Tracer is pretty cool and all. Dude, you lost to a Primal Punch. I'm going to keep it a stack. I'm going to keep it honest. You're losing to a Primal Punch with the most powerful weapon in the nation, potentially one of the most powerful weapons in the nation, and you lost to a monkey. That's an L for Doomfist. At the very least, it's a draw because it then got incarcerated afterward. Doomfist also had a little bout with Malga, and he fought to a draw. Once again, not being able to defeat somebody, he had a draw. Now, I wouldn't think a defeat would be killing Malga. Why would he kill Malga? No, he would just beat Malga into submission, or vice versa, to show who's stronger. I know Malga was going for that, and Doomfist wasn't. Therefore, it has to be a draw, and it is stated to be a draw. But I'm saying, like, of course he wouldn't kill him, so there's not that excuse of he wouldn't kill Melga. He would beat him into submission for a victory, but no, they had a draw. This next one you can argue is not a Doomfist L, but I figured it was good to put in because it is kind of important. Ramatra regrets allying himself with Talon, and by extension, Doomfist. Now, he only spoke with the Doomfist when speaking about Talon, which is why this does not, in my opinion, conflict with my earlier statement of I'm not talking about Talon stuff, I'm talking about Doomfist specifically. And yeah, Ramatra regrets working with Doomfist. And while that's probably not an indirect L, still, it is a bad look for Doomfist for the second antagonist. The second main antagonist being like, I don't really fuck with him like that. He's not that good of an ally. The only thing that Akande has been doing, or has done, are two things that have been off screen, because we've only ever seen Doomfist post breaking out of prison, aside from that little origin story of his fight with Overwatch, then him breaking out of prison. He only has 2 ups. He only has 2 feats, and it is breaking down a concrete wall with his bare fist. That is cool as shit, I'll be honest. So that's some aura right there. And killing the previous Doomfist user, the previous wielder of the Doomfist, to get the title and the weapon. Now, we don't know how he killed him, so maybe Doomfist was cunning, maybe he used like some tricks, we don't know. So I can't say anything about that potentially being an L or not. I would assume he didn't come into melee contact. At the very least, he didn't let the previous Doomfist user have the ability to charge up the rocket punch ready to hit him. So at the very least, he has a victory against the previous Doomfist user, and he broke out of prison with bare hands. But literally everything he's done after that is just L after L. Sorry, between that and after that is L after L after L. And then if we do extend into Talon as a whole, they have a successful mission getting the invasion ship driver or power source, whatever that was, and a L for, well, not getting it all the way because he said that. Wait, no, never mind. Malga got all of it, but there was an L there for something else. Hold on. Okay, I just remembered. So in Volskaya, they could not successfully kill the target, which is a W for Sombra, but an L for Doomfist because he sent them there to kill her. So that is, if we're extending to town, that's one L, one good, one bad. So Doomfist, it would still neutral out to exactly the same stuff, just bigger numbers. So in the end, Doomfist is a fraud. You cannot change my mind, but no, I don't think he'll die. That was a leak. It is not confirmed. And if they kill anybody, I don't think it would be Doomfist, because genuinely, while he would have shock value, I think Ana, Reinhardt, Tracer, Winston would have way better shock value and be way more important to the current story, as two of them are on the current Overwatch team. Ana is very important. Sorry, three of them are on current team, and then Ana is very important to the story. I could also see them killing Soldier 76 since he's not actually in the current story. So would it even matter? And people with the concern of, oh, would they take them out of the game? I don't think so. That's why I'm already skeptical that they'll kill anybody, but if they do, it's going to be somebody currently in the story with importance, because Doomfist just hasn't done anything. He literally, the only thing he's done since breaking back out of prison is get that power source or that thing of information from that null sector ship, and it was barely. So like Doomfist talent has done basically nothing, and the only AWs are by Maximilian and Sombra. So with that out of the way, Doomfist is a fraud. I'll see you in the next one after Spotlight. Bye bye.